God for the people of God.
Thanks be to God.
You may be seated. I remember telling you some time ago about this little story, and it's for years the opening of the worldwide sports television program illustrated the agony of defeat with a painful ending to an attempted ski jump. Remember that, going down the ski? And the skier appeared in good form as he headed down the jump, but then, for no apparent reason, he tumbled head over heels off the side of the jump, bouncing off the supporting structures down to the snow below. What viewers didn't know was that he chose to fall rather than finish the jump. Why? As he explained later, the jump surfaces had become too fast. And midway down the ramp, he realized if he completed that jump, he would land on the level ground beyond the safety zone, which would have been fatal. The skier only suffered a headache from the tumble. To change one's course in life can be a dramatic and sometimes painful undertaking. But change is better than a fatal landing at the end. This is the problem Nicodemus is having. Jesus can tell Nicodemus knows only one way, and that is the way of the earth. It is the only way that any of us knows. Suddenly, Jesus appears on the scene and begins speaking of being born again. Nicodemus hears these words. You must be born again. But he is so confused. So he asks, how can a person go back into his mother's womb and come out again? It is surprising to us that Nicodemus is so confused. He's a religious leader and should understand the spiritual lessons, but somehow he feels he has missed the crucial truth. Why would he go to Jesus? Because he has an idea that Jesus will provide that missing important detail. Nicodemus has somehow been heading in the wrong direction. And now he must change his course. This he knows, but Nicodemus seems so hesitant. He seems uncertain about making such a drastic change. Why? Why would he? What makes this remarkable man slow to take Jesus at his word? What is so confusing to him? Well, first, Nicodemus was a religious man. He clearly knew the Decalogue by heart and the Torah by memorization. In John's Gospel, he referred to not just as teacher, but the teacher. If everyone knew the truth about God and God's people, surely it would be this man. Yet being a religious man, Nicodemus was not a fulfilled man. There was an emptiness within him that religion had not filled. Master, I know all of the commandments. but there is something missing. It is possible to be a religious person and be an unfilled person. And this is at the heart of Nicodemus' confusion. He is a person who believes in God, but he is a person without a cause. A person without a heart. Master, I have kept all of the rules and forms and rituals of our faith, but something is missing. Tell me what else I must do to fill this void. Secondly, Nicodemus was a powerful person. We are told that he was a ruler of the Jews. He was a member of the powerful Sanhedrin. When you watched the presidents being sworn in, did you see this swearing in of the president of this past one by the Chief Justice? The Chief Justice wore a black robe with four gold bars around the arms. If you had no earthly idea who he was, you would still be able to identify him as a man of power, just by that robe and the way that he carries himself. Master, I am a member of the Supreme Court of our religion. Listen, power can be seductive. Power even tempted Jesus. Remember the last 2 weeks I mentioned about Jesus being tempted? We are told that when he was in the wilderness in the early part of his ministry, attempting to prepare himself for his ministry, Satan cast his hand over all of the kingdom of the earth and said, all of this will be yours. Even Jesus was tempted by the serpent. How do I know that? Because that is the nature of temptation. If you offer something to someone that they really do not want, then there is no temptation. For this to be genuine temptation, there must be something alluring about it. Power is one of those things that is alluring. Even for the church, power is a great temptation. We see the big mega churches, most successful churches, keep building on and building on. And then you may see one with a new big steeple up on top of their building. The next one has to have a bigger steeple. That is seduction of power. Yet for all of the power, Nicodemus did not have peace of mind. Power had not given him contentment. It had confused him. Power promises meaning in life, but it does not deliver. Master, I am a powerful person. Something is missing. Thirdly, I think that we can say of Nicodemus that he was a man from the high society. He came from the right family. You need to be from the right family to become a Jewish lawyer. You just don't become a high-ranking unless you come from the right background. There is only one way to get it. You are born into it. Nicodemus doesn't want to be seen with Jesus, so he sneaks in at night. Nicodemus is drawn to him. Fourth, Nicodemus was an educated man. Education is something to be proud of. The Apostle Paul was proud of his education. In Methodism, we insist on our pastors to be educated. And we insist on them to constantly to update their education, whether they have a doctorate or they have just finished a course of study. Paul writes that he was one of the great scholars of the day. Nicodemus was an educated man, yet his education had not brought him ultimate fulfillment. Master, something is wrong. I have to be, or I have been, to the very best church-affiliated schools. Yet my heart is heavy. I need a sense of direction. I am confused. Which way do I turn? There are educated people out there today that are not looking for more theories. They are looking for what John Wesley called the religion of the warmed heart. Jesus said, Nicodemus, you must be born again. You see, friends, it is easy to get caught up in the form of religion and lose touch with the reality of God. We can get so caught up in doing church work that we fail to be the church. Our intellectual comprehension of the creeds can take precedent over our living the creeds. We can learn about the Bible and fail to be shaped by the Bible. Do you know what the problem is with Nicodemus? I know what his problem is, for I have seen his problem in some pastors' ministry. His ministry has become a profession rather than a calling. This is one of the reasons I like traveling the route that I have taken. For I am called to a board every year where they examine my calling. And this gives me a peace of mind that I am doing the right thing in life. Nicodemus had built his profession upon his calling, upon his education, his power, and not upon God. Every time I walk in that door, I ask myself, are you here because you want to be and called to be, or has it just become a job? Did Nicodemus ever come to a saving faith in Christ? Tradition says that he did, but we do not know for sure. It is certainly possible that he remained on the fringe. Millions do. But I like to think that once a person has truly looked into the eyes of Jesus, nothing can ever really be the same. If you truly look into the eyes of Jesus, it is difficult to turn away. Ask Mary Magdalene. Yes, it is true. I looked into his face and I became a pure woman. Ask Matthew. I too looked into his face and I became an honest man. Ask Paul. When I met Jesus, I changed. My zeal for the law became a zeal for love. asked Peter. Change, you ask? Oh yes, I changed. After I met Jesus, I had to wrestle with my prejudice against Gentiles. We are all broken men and women, and our need is to be healed, changed, repaired, forgiven. The true question for this morning is not what Nicodemus was searching for, but what are you searching for? Rabbi, please tell me. I am a ruler. I am an educated man. I am a religious man. But Rabbi, I have this void in my heart, and I am a broken man. I need to have something in my life that will transform my evil to good, darkness to light, haste to love, ugliness to beauty, stinginess to generosity, sin to salvation. Rabbi, please tell me, I am confused. What is it that I need? Nicodemus, whether educated or uneducated, Jew or Gentile, black or white, rich or poor, powerful or weak, religious or sinner, you must be born again. Let us pray. God of Abraham and Paul and Nicodemus, our prayer today is one of thanksgiving, that you love us anyway and want most to save us. Help us to be born over and over in our spirit and know anew again and again life, in the light and the out of dark. In the name of Christ, the true light. Amen. Join us now in 261, Lord of the Dance.